Hey everyone, how's it going? So we're back with some more Explorer and Pioneer content, and apologies, I am recovering from a bit of a cold. If I sound a bit snotty, that'll be why. So we are checking in with Azorius Control in this video. Yet another Yorion deck. There seem to be quite a few of them flying around at the moment. I can only imagine this companion is not particularly long for this world in these formats, but let's see about that. So the kind of there's not a huge number of new cards in this deck, but crucially, between the main deck and the sideboard, we're running 4 copies of the new Riptide Gearhulk, which is one of the 5 new 2-color Gearhulks from Eighth Drift. So this is 1 white, white, blue, blue for a 2/5 with double strike and prowess. And when it enters, for each opponent, put up to 1 target non-land permanent that player controls into its owner's library, third from the top, so it's kind of got the Teferi -3 ability kind of stapled on top of it, and then a kind of 2/5 with double strike and prowess can pretty quickly close out the game, particularly given the kind of deck that we're playing with many non-creature spells that we can cast. So yeah, we got 1 copy in the main deck just as a potential finisher, and then 3 more in the sideboard that we could potentially bring in against decks which we kind of want that effect. It's also a very good way of holding off the ground. So yeah, the Gearhulk is a interesting potential addition to what we've got going on. And then in terms of the rest of blue-white control, so this is the 80-card version, so it does have a bit more going on than your standard 60-card version, sort of many more counter spells. So Spell Pierce, 3 steps ahead, which is kind of a 3-drop at minimum. Change the equation, Dovin's Veto, and No More Lies. So we've got a kind of significant package of early game counter spells that can shut down most of what the opponent's doing. Then we got some removal with 4 copies of Portable Hole, 4 March of Otherworldly Lights, which is a very versatile removal spell. And in a deck like this, where you are refilling your hand quite frequently, it's not always the worst thing to exile 1 or 2 spells from your hand to get a higher mana value card off the battlefield using this. And we are also running 4 copies of Destroy Evil, which I think is a card whose stock has risen in recent months, given the kind of the overlords and all of the rest of it which are running around. This can destroy either a creature with toughness 4 or greater, and there's plenty of those in the format, or an enchantment. And yeah, in an era of beanstalks and overlords, destroying enchantments is going to serve you pretty well. Then 4 Supreme Verdict is our mass removal spell. We're not running any copies of Farewell, which is an interesting way of building this deck, and we'll see if that potentially turns out to be a drawback. We shall see. But yeah, we do have the full 4 copies of Supreme Verdict. Memory Deluge, great card advantage and card selection spell. When you cast it, you can pick 2 cards from the top 4, and then flashing it back, 2 cards from the top 7. Then we are running 1 copy of Beza in the main deck, 2 more in the sideboard. So this is good. It's very good at being anti-aggro. Kind of whatever it is that the opponent's got the advantage over you on, then Beza can help catch you up. If it's life, if it's cards, creatures, or whatever it may be. 3 copies of the Wandering Emperor, one of our finishers in the deck. 3 copies of Teferi, so our kind of classic blue-white control Planeswalker package. And as I say, we do have the 1 copy of the Gearhulk in the main deck as well. In terms of the mana base, so there's a fair number of basic lands, actually, just because there's such a high number of lands in this deck. It's a control decks run a lot of lands anyway, and this is an 80-card deck, so it's got a lot of lands. 2 Hall of the Storm Giants, then we've got our dual lands, including 4 copies of Restless Anchorage. We are running 6 land destruction lands as well, so we will be able to take out those problematic creature lands, which can kind of dodge our sorcery speed removal. Couple of fountain ports as well. This is technically another finisher if we need it to be, creating some fish. Then in the sideboard, so one of the slots is taken up by Yorion, obviously. Then we've got 4 copies of Annul. Again, that kind of anti-artifact and enchantment tech is particularly potent in this era of Magic. 3 copies of Rest in Peace. That's our Graveyard Hate. Obviously a bit of a nombo with Memory Deluge, so worth keeping an eye on that one. 2 more copies of Beza, so we can have up to 3 copies of that if we are running against those decks which are trying to burn us out the game quickly. Some more mass removal with Settle the Wreckage, kind of fulfilling the role of Farewell in this deck, and then the 3 copies of Riptide Gearhulk in the sideboard as well. So yeah, you'll recognise the structure of this deck, but a couple of new cards, a couple of different builds kind of responding to what's currently going on in the meta. So it is worth, Azorius Control is a strategy which has kind of existed in the format forever. It kind of falls in and out of favour a little. So yeah, worth checking back in with how it's doing. So yeah, that's the deck. Thank you very much for watching. As ever, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's go on to the ladder. This has a little awkward in terms of its mana mix, just because we kind of need both double white and double blue. But we do have the Field of Ruin, so I think let's keep it for now. And that makes our life a little easier. So we got changed the equation for green spells. No, Archon. Okay, well, they can't do anything about that. So I think let's stick Field of... Well, this is a tough one. Yes, let's put Field of Ruin into play. And let's prepare for a potential Supreme Verdict in the not-too-distant future. So Deserted Beach will come into play tapped. But I'm fine to just chill for another turn. Yeah, let's just blow up their dual land here. Interesting. Do I want to Supreme Verdict, or am I happy just playing something like Baser? I think Baser's pretty good, actually. Because we'll get the life and the or do I want Spell Pierce instead? Because the trouble is with these coming into play untapped, I don't have the additional land available to me. Yeah, I think because I have Baser, I'm alright to just chill for another turn and see what they do. No, they are not taking the bait, so let's just Memory Deluge. Take an Anchorage and a March, I think, here. And now I'll play Baser with Spell Pierce back up, just in case they are looking to Collected Company. The Avid Interrupter. That's pretty good. So, am I going to try and Verdict? I think I probably should. They may well have another Interrupter. Nope. Okay, well that's pretty good. So now we can play Baser for free. We get the life. Eldrazi Displacer. No, I think society has moved past the need for Eldrazi Displacers. Thalia's pretty good, so I'll stick another Anchorage into play. So you go. Yeah, let's just get rid of Thalia. It is an irritation to me. Where Fox Bodyguard? I don't mind them exiling their own Thalia, to be honest. Ooh, Big Tef. Okay, we like Big Tef. So they'll block and then sack their bodyguard, no doubt. Which is fine. So they get Thalia back. But I'm going to play Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Draw a card. Play a land. Untap some more dual lands. Knight of Autumn. Well, fair enough. So, they are probably running... Oh god, what's it called? So you can tell I'm ill, my brain's not really working. Enduring Innocence. But is that enough to justify more counterspells? I mean, some of our other counterspells hit it. I think I will swap a couple of Dovan's Vetoes for Annulls. Is that sensible? Maybe just the one. Although Dovan's Veto doesn't hit a lot of what they do either. So I think most of these are going to come out. Yeah, let's put in both of those. Stick Baser in. I think I do want to settle the wreckage as well. And yeah, maybe... I think this is a decent Gearhulk deck, so we'll put in another... Maybe, yeah, we are on the draw, so maybe one more copy of Gearhulk. Destroy Evil, I think it's less good. So yeah, we'll take those out. Stick in the other Settle, and one more Gearhulk. Okay, I've talked myself into sideboarding like this. Yeah, this'll do. Thalia is pretty good. I think we're going to have to get that straight off the battlefield. Can't have that hanging around. Yep, there's the Innocence. I'll take my beatings here. Interesting. Do I want to respond with Emperor? So put it onto the battlefield, so I can just grab any basic land, so I don't need to actually. So yeah, let's... If I can have that back, I will grab an island. And then I think I'm fine to just wait with Settle the Wreckage up. No? Okay, in which case I'll just... or are they trying... Do they have Collected Company? Well, I've kind of got to play the Emperor here.
I am the Emperor of Congo, and I will protect my... This is what you get for hurting my people.
And another one. Right, March is pretty good. So I'll burn the Emperor and make a 2-2.
We must protect the people.
I'll pass the turn. Anointed Peacekeeper. I don't really want them to look in my hand, but there's nothing I can do about that. So I shall respond by marching one of their Enduring Innocences. Get you gone. Yeah, they're doing pretty well with their card advantage here. Do I want to kill that and get it back as an enchantment? I don't think so. Yeah, it's 3 steps ahead. Portable Hole doesn't hit anything of theirs at the moment, so I shall simply pass the turn. Now I think I will block it, just because I don't really want the life loss. Okay, well, 3 steps ahead, drawing some cards. Field of Ruin and Pathway. Well, the Pathway can go. Opponent have another turn. Another Archon. Yeah, they're pretty much gonna get away with this, I think. I do have Settle the Wreckage available to me now. So I think I do just have to pass. Sure, take the 3. Yeah, they've kind of locked me in here. There's not a huge amount I can do. Okay, the Wandering Emperor doesn't really answer Anointed Peacekeeper is the problem. So I'm going to return Yorion to my hand. Hopefully that might convince them the coast is clear for them to attack. Yeah. Okay, play the Wandering Emperor. And a Collected Company. Really need a Supreme Verdict. Like, it's basically verdict or die here. So I go to 2. Well, that is a Supreme Verdict. So I'm going to play it. It is unfortunate that they have double Enduring Innocence, which is just going to draw them so many cards. But that's kind of the world we live in. Right, well, I'll Spell Pierce that. So Skyclave is going to kill my Emperor. I'm going to draw 2 cards.
For this?
So, Portable Hole. Get rid of that. Say go. Another Skyclave apparition. Well, again, there's not a huge amount I can do about that. And I'll get 2 more cards. Yeah, I just got prisoned out of that game, unfortunately. The Enduring Innocences were just too good. I definitely think I need the full 4 copies of a Null. I'm going to put in the other Gearhulk as well, because that does actually answer the enchantment that it leaves behind. Settle the Wreckage didn't feel great there. I'm going to take those out. And we'll trim a Portable Hole as well. Yep, this is a good hand. It's a little slow up until the point that Teferi and Gearhulk come online, but I think it's got enough. So let's get rid of that. Don't want it, don't like it, go away. Really wanted that to be a land. The opponent's struggling on land as well. Yep, they can have an elf. So I think I am going to have to 3 steps ahead to draw cards. That's still not a land, so I'll ditch a Null. That is a land, at last. This is very much cannot tap out for Memory Deluge. So, if they're not going to do anything, I'm not going to do anything either. The Wandering Emperor can disappear under a Spell Pierce. Little do they know I'm all out of counter spells, but they don't need to know that. So I think I'm going to put one of their elves in a hole. That's fine. Am I just going to get Big Tef down here? I think I probably will. Start drawing cards. March is pretty good. Ooh, a Voice of Resurgence. That's fun. So I will need to get rid of that at sorcery speed.
Stop that now.
Yep, you may collected company. Never has a man needed a verdict more.
Keep up the pace.
So, I think a Riptide Gearhulk can come down. Send away... what am I sending away here? I think I need to send away Voice of Resurgence. Or is it Thalia? Yeah, let's send away Thalia. And we'll put a stop on end step. Untap, untap, march for 3. Enduring Innocence. Triggers our prowess, which is not so relevant. Yeah, I'll block the voice. Teferi dies. It's fine, he's kind of done his job. Then I'll stick the portable hole into play. Even Interrupter can be no more liesed. That could go. Then there's no point faking that I have a counter spell, so I'm just going to return Yori into my hand because I can blink both Hole and Gearhulk. Yep, they have a collected company, of course they do. Okay, that's not the worst. Do I just want a verdict here? I kind of do. It is a shit. Do I actually need to? I mean, they've got all of the... Yeah, I'm not sure I do, actually. Because if I Yorian... blink both of these. Put Thalia in a portable hole. Riptide Gearhulk away. Even Interrupter. They don't really have anything. Just 4 elves. Yeah, right. So I'll start by attacking. Play... Oh no, gotta wait. Play Yorian. Blink, blink. So, do I even want to get rid of that? Do I just get rid of an elf? Yeah, I'll get rid of the flyer. Portable Hole can get rid of Thalia. Okay, Skyclave brings back their Thalia, but they don't have any flyers. Now they have a flyer. So, let's march for 3, ditching a Verdict Archon. Actually, either way, we don't... we don't get to keep our... memory deluge up while they have Thalia on the battlefield. Well, it was a struggle, but we got there. Yeah, this has the potential to be a pretty good hand, depending on what the opponent's playing. Okay, it's a very good hand, based on what the opponent's playing. Now, what will they have? So what does this do? Cargo, put a +1/+1 can prevent all damage. That would... Okay, that's fine. That is A-okay. Defiant Strike, sure thing. Hopefully they will target it with something else. Yep. And I can destroy evil. It's pretty good. Is Fountain Port any good to us here? Not yet. We'll play a Deserted Beach. Emberheart Challenger. Well, that can go under a change the equation. Verdict. We like Verdict. Now I've got an option to make a fish. And I like making fish. Yeah, that can come down because that's going under a portable hole. Sure. We'll attack them. Return Yorion to hand. Thank you. Thank you again. You're too kind. I'm not really doing anything here. But then neither are they. Don't need Yorion out yet. Create a treasure token. What an efficient use of 5 mana. Yes. Thank you. Wish they'd play something, then I could counter it. But no, I'm just going to have to kill them with a fish. And that's their embarrassment, not mine. Ooh, fun. Sack the treasure token, draw a card. March is good. So when they play that, I could potentially just 3 steps ahead it. Another march. Okay. I mean, I could have got Yorion down. This would close the game out quicker, but... yeah, I don't want to. Okay, well, let's... 3 steps ahead. Counter, draw... Scarred Plains. No, they didn't want to play their Slick Shot Show Off. Fair enough. Oh, another Supreme Verdict. Just what they're all crying out for is more Supreme Verdicts. Okie dokie. Sure thing. Oh, I admire it on some level. You gotta go for it, haven't you? Ooh, nice. I was going to say, if they had two God's Willings, then, you know, all credit to them, but seemed unlikely. Okay. Beza in... What's out? Dovin's Veto is probably out. I think that's all we need. And we're back. Yep, this'll do. Monastery Swift Spear. That can go away. Then we're just building up to casting Supreme Verdict. I do want a Dovin's Veto, actually, just in case. Because they might have, like, a card draw thing. Yeah. So that can resolve. I'll veto the card draw, because they're clearly digging for lands. Favoured Hoplite. So I think this is worth this Supreme Verdict. I don't have much else going on, but fortunately neither do they.
Trust me. We need to move quickly.
More lands. Just endless land.
Keep up the pace.
Let's return Yorion to hand. Say go. Essentially always having a free spell is of course great. I'll blow up one of their battlefield forges just because I can. Just thin out our deck ever so marginally. What am I doing here? Not a huge amount, really.
We need to move quickly.
Well, fire up Anchorage. Make a map token. Crack the map. No. Change the equation. Slick Shot Show Off. Okay, I like having Memory Deluge available to me.
Good part.
Just keep using the anchorage. Yep, keep the Emperor. Fair enough. And here we are. One match stands between us and Diamond, and the chances of me winning this match are basically 0. Though having said that, Mono Red is not a bad matchup for this deck, I don't think. If this is Mono Red, it might be Gruul. It is. Burning Tree Emissary. We don't like. Don't like it. Go away. That's pretty tough. That's the trouble with being on the draw. Yep, I'll change the equation for that. Okay, Supreme Verdict, good. That's good. So I go to 7. Hopefully they might try and play something else out. No, they're not going to fall for that. So I think I've got a verdict here. Yeah, I can't sit around, unfortunately. So if they've got a hasty threat, then we're in a world of trouble. Okay, so Kanzan's not the worst. I don't love it. I hate that. Okay, go to 2. Really could do with like the Wandering Emperor here or something. Blech. Fine? Fine? Question mark? Ooh, yes, good. They didn't. That's bad. That's worse. Is there anything I can grab which will gain me life? Don't think so. Nope. Yeah, just on the draw. Not good enough, sadly, here. But, Beza in. What should we take out? Spell Pierce, I think, can come out. A couple of vetoes. In exchange for a couple of Gearhulks. And one Shettle the Wreckage. Yep, that will do, I think. Okay, need to win both these games, otherwise we're going back down the rank again. Yep, that's not bad. So we will need to be able to march that. Sure thing. Oh good, they couldn't resist. So march, submit 0, get rid of that. So I'll need field to kill their Den of the Bugbear. Okay, destroy evil. Pass through. No, okay, they don't have anything. So let's just get rid of that. Then we're relying a lot on Deluge here. Fine. I could have countered that, but I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, alright. Ooh, Riptide Gearhulk I do like a lot. Okay, so don't really want to send their Alu Alchemist back, because they just get to use it again. So if I stick this on blue... So, am I sending back the Command Who Faces Kakazan or the Alchemist? Let's send back the Command Who Faces Kakazan here, I think. Well, that was a quick concession, fair enough. Right, so... Good. Now I'm on the draw. What do I do? Do I want another Settle the Wreckage? Don't think so. I think this is still a reasonable configuration. Maybe Spell Pierce is better than Dovin's Veto. Yeah, let's have both Spell Pierces take out 3 steps ahead. Yep, this'll do. Command Who Faces Kakazan. Do I just want to get rid of that? It's not a creature yet, I don't, so I don't feel the particular need to. But then, yeah, actually, let's just stick that in a portable hole, because then they don't get the counter bonus off it either. Ooh, Magebane Lizard. Well, at least that will die to a Destroy Evil. So I'll kill that. I'll take 1. Oof. Okay, No More Lies is a pretty good draw there, but I do need something else. Yep, that Alchemist is going to grow their Swift Spear. Okay, Baser I like. So I could just play that now. That would get me the life. Is that enough? I think that's probably enough, because then Teferi will come down the turn after. A 4/5 that gains 4 life is pretty good here. So I'm leaving my shields down for a turn. I think that's worth it. Alchemist. And a Bushwhacker. Okay, they don't have any good attacks. Okay, yes they do. How am I going to do this? So, if I block here and they play Monstrous Rage, that still dies. Okay, they did not have it. They just... That's interesting. Right, well, let's get Teferi now. Draw a card.
You know what? I'm not done.
No attacks. I've got no more lies, at least. Don't like being on 11. Again, gotta make him have it here. Yeah, they're not getting through that. Magebane Lizard, I can no more lies. Gosh, we might actually win.
Let's skip to the good part.
Say go. That becomes a 5-3. Down comes Emperor, that gets me out of danger zone in terms of my life. And made it a diamond. Take that. Okay, Azorius Control. Still a good deck to be playing. Not a surprise. So, pack to open, and a wild card to collect. It's all coming up Millhouse here. So yeah, another good showing for Azorius Control. Not a surprise, I was impressed by Gearhulk actually. Quite an intimidating card for the opponent, just helps stabilise the board, is a very tough thing for the opponent to get through, particularly when you're kind of threatening its prowess triggers. Yeah, this is a pretty good configuration of the deck, I would say. Yeah, I liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Here's the deck list one more time. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see... see, I almost made it all the way through without stumbling over my words because of my cold. Right at the end. I'll see you next time.